All right. Good morning, everybody. I hope that everybody is in for a session, quick session, and work on a 50K combine. Started a little while ago. I had some technical difficulties on my side, so we redo this. So, in order to, I guess, just add more money and decrease risk, you're able to have multiple one account, but you're able to have multiple combines or multiple accounts. You're allowed to have multiple accounts layered so that you can copy trade. So if you have two and you made $100 on a trade, it replicates or duplicates rather onto the second. So you actually made 200. So you're allowed to have up to four, five, depending on the firm that you're with. The firm that I work with allows four, so that's what I use, and it's worked out really, really well. So hope you find some. I hope you find some value here, and the reason being is because I don't like to. It's 2 days. You have a target here of 53,000. You start off with a balance of 50K. You can't go below 48. So it's really a $2,000 account. It just makes it sound like it's bigger. You got to make 3,000 in order to pass. You cannot make, in order to follow this company's consistency rule, you cannot exceed half of or 50% or greater in one day. So it takes 2 days, 1,500 on one day and 1,500 on the second day to pass the combine. So sometimes it's easy to knock out the park real quick. Sometimes it might take a little longer. Typically, I can pass a combine in the 2 days it's required, sometimes three, depending on the market. And if I even want to trade that day, honestly. So one of the first things I always do, check your settings, make sure that if you have any type of daily loss, your personal target, where you want that. I also set my position risk and profits that way because, or with the liquidity, with the markets recently, it could jump 100 points and then decrease 200 points. So you definitely want to have a stop loss placed in there, which is adjustable. So now that I have my settings set to liquidate so that I do not go further, I take a look at the market real quick. Gold is one of my favorites. It's NQ has been for the longest time, but since just recently, I've changed over. I still like the NQ. It's weird because the NQ or the S&P or the Dow, they're doing, prices moving up. Gold is moving down. Same with most of your any of your new metals or coppers, silver, gold, platinum. It's I don't know the rhyme or the reason, but that's how it happens. I do analyze my chart first. I want to make sure that I'm looking at a good solid time in the chart to see what's happened. See what's happened today, this morning. We are in the London session right now, so the London session is pretty solid. It's one of the better. It blends into the New York, which opens at 9:30, kind of the cornerstone for it. And honestly, at 12 o'clock midnight, this is the block right here. I'm trying 12 o'clock. Where's 12 o'clock? That you would look for to kind of set the gauge. And it looks like it's, in this case for gold, as you see a red candle with a larger wick, a very high wick high. It seems to me it's going to be a short or a not very lucrative day. As you can see, the market's already dropping as quick as could be. It's dropping like a rock. The volume is low. That's just that time of the day. You'll be able to see your ask bid if you place a bid. You'll be able to see the bid size. And then I do a split chart just in case, because if there's a, for instance, like this, and I want to also jump into the, if I want to jump into the NASDAQ, which is my second favorite. NASDAQ can be very interesting. And I can also take a look at and adjust my timing. So I'm on 100. I do a tick chart here, but here, which I can actually pop her open. Instead of having a tick, I'd like to look at that first real quick, take a quick 4 hour on it. See where the market has gone in the last 4 hours, see if there's any patterns. It's pretty simple. You have a high of the day of 21,858, and there is a head and the shoulder pattern there. And it looks like we're on the downside. It might be starting to, yeah, we got two red next to each other on a 4 hour. I like to look at the 4 hour first. Then I'll go 1 hour before making any determination. Looks like we went up pretty high, and we're now at that mark where that pulled up, little teacup, and then it starts to go down. And now it looks like we've tried to test on a 1 hour chart the 21,464.50, not once, twice, 3, 4 times. 5 count here. We did get a break to the upside, which came right back down to the downside. So take a 30-minute look. Yeah, that line's still staying. It's resilient. It's trying to get past that 21,464. It keeps hitting it, keeps butting up against it, but it does not on the 15, which show the same, and then the 5. Show you where you're at in distance too. 3 gonna be even further. 3, man, it's crazy. It's more range bound right here, as you can see. It doesn't. There's a crazy wick over here. This is something that can destroy your account this long. I can use some of these tools if I want to. This this long wick. Oops, this long wick here. I don't know what happened. I don't know. At 7:30, I think it is 7:36. What happened there? Something happened. That's not typical. But I'm not gonna get into this until it hits that line, and then I want to make sure that that resistance is tested. And once it's tested and found to be true line, move that up a little bit because that wick. Oops. I don't want that marker brush off. I do not want that wick. Come on. I do not want that wick at all. So, whatever. We'll just leave it there for now. But anyway, so that's not really my main focus. My main focus is getting to the charts. So let's make sure we're doing that. Oh no, oh no. Let's make sure we're doing that real quick. The wrong button. Bear with me, it's quite early in the morning. So you can see I have actually, oh, it's wrong. Down. Down shows you contracts. I've got two order panels. I've got my gold up top, and I've got my the NQ on the bottom. I like to focus on gold. That's where I'm going to focus on gold. Every trade, always look for if you're looking and before you make a trade, I have to have a winning trade. If I don't start it off winning, then it's not tends not to go well. So we're going to start this off winning. Although I mean, you're still on a downward trend, which kind of scary. If you look at it, I mean, we had quite an increase on the second yesterday, early morning, and then we're leveling back out. These lines here just they're from past accounts that were deactivated, but those I keep them there because they're lines of resistance from the past. So it just makes me wonder if this may come all the way down to the 33.45 or not. And by the looks of things, it does. You can use minutes. What's called how does this? I don't like the word sniper, but I say if you see profit, take profit. I look at my volume. I look at the volume is number one for me. I want to see how many contracts are coming in. You got 193 on the downside. I've got my candles are all green for price actually moving in a upward, and red leaning down for the dropping in price. So you're going to see a little of this here, but that 193 on a very, very light volume. Volume will start to pick up shortly. The markets did just open for London. So really, as markets decrease, I'm going to go to my ticks. To the chart, see if I see a pattern. I love patterns. I love them. That's the way I'm successful with this. It's not that I don't know all the technicals, the verbiage, but this is the way I like to enter into a trade. So 128 has passed. I think you can buy up to 3 contracts. These are worth $12.50 or $10 for gold. $10 a contract. I want to see a little bit of a dip down because I do ticks versus minutes. It's just a different view of your different timing as well. It's actually 100 ticks is the same thing as like 1 minute, 1,000, 2 minutes, or 2,000 is 2 minutes rather. So I see a slight pullback. So I like seeing pullbacks, and I missed out on it. I want to see that pullback deeper because I do see the higher numbers over here. So I do want that to pull back a little bit deeper before I jump in. I want to go to the 33.786, 337. If it doesn't, it's okay. 337. 86. 3785 337 86. Let's see right around here if it pulls back into here. There's different ways to place orders too. I can place a buy order very easily by market, or I can do a limit order, which I said I wanted to purchase one at the 33.76. So I could just adjust that 33.726. 0.9, and we're going to not buy 2 and buy 1. And that order is placed, so if price does come down and it hits the limit, then you're able to control it from there. You can still adjust this. I'm not going to. I don't need to right now. I'm going to switch this back now to a market order. I think if it did, I'd love for it to dip here this low again. Just additional profits that I'll make. I do believe there will be a pullback here. I'm just waiting for it. Ticks happen a lot quicker than if you're on a 2-3 minute chart. This is something that's just, I want that pullback. I may not get it. So it's just buy one contract. And even if it's a small winner, there's so much about trading that people don't know about. It's not the historical data of the price of gold 20 years ago or 5 years ago. It's a lot of it's emotional. That's a lot of it's about reading the charts, knowing the charts. But see, I wanted that pullback first, and I jumped in without that pullback. But a lot of it's in your head. So it's just all upstairs. So if you're not good upstairs, back away from the screen, take some time off, and jump back at it. But my first trade, even if I have to clip it before it hits my profit, then so be it. But I like that to definitely hit, and just by volume, I can see it should. The buyers, there are more buyers than sellers. It should jump up there. If I have to cut it short, I will, but I'm also somewhat patient. But if I start seeing a quick drop because of the momentum, I'm going to hit it right now. So I hit it first deal on my way to the 1500, 56 bucks. No, it's not huge, nothing much, but when you have from 9:30, the market's been going on a downward trend, which is something that I don't like. So for getting anything to the upside right now, that's just it's perfect. So I should go a little steeper, but I'm gonna wait for that pullback and purchase 2 contracts now because first one I made $56. I did cut that back, but there's going to be a pullback here because there's just no way there won't be. In my eyes, that's just how I think. It could just shoot up to the moon real quick from 33,817. Buy 2. It's not something I would typically do, but it's the season, and the volume buyers are a little bit heavier than, but that doesn't always mean that they're going to relate. But I do definitely look at volume. What's my profit up here? And if we can get there, that would be great. I was looking for that little bit of a drawback, as you can see, and there it is. This price starts to lower. Like to see where. So we're in profit. We're 30, but the next profit target's 360. Can I adjust that? Absolutely. Do I think I'll hit that? Absolutely. I wouldn't be here if I didn't think I was. Hopefully we can make this. I don't like to rush. I do like to rush the combine just to add it to the books. I do not like to. This is not the same exact method I use on my account, my Express accounts and other accounts. This is just it's a method I use to quickly add another account so I can increase my profits. It's not that hard. once you watch enough and read enough and practice enough, and it's something that comes to you or it doesn't. I think there is a passing rate of like 3%. I forget exactly what it is, but like 93% of people that attempt day trading fail. And there's multiple reasons for that. Lack of execution or planning. You got to have a plan. You have to have a plan before you step in to the markets. You do have to analyze the markets, look at any news that may be coming out, whether it's there's a drawback. Reduce my take profit. No. I don't think I have to at all. No. So there's a little bit of that was a pull down I was looking for earlier that I read there, but I think you can get right through that pretty quick. It's starting to. There's a little bit of I don't see resistance, but that 3383, it's respecting that level. And needs to pass and to draw a line, hit my target, and almost to that 280. Beautiful. So now I'm up to look for a drawback, but there may not be one this time of day or evening rather. A little bit of a pullback to that. Take in, but if it starts to just launch, because this is the time of day, like they call it the kill time, the kill zone. I just missed my draw. That candle is bullish as can be. It's flat top, no wick. I'm buy 2. And let this pony ride. I think I'm clear for another 360, unless the sellers come in. Should wait for a little bit larger of a drawback before I jumped in. But this is live. This is live filming. And like I said, my goal is to hit that 1500 without, my percentage of winning versus losing isn't always the most important. I've seen some that can trade and make millions, and their winning trade percentage is garbage. Wow, this is just ripping. Pull back a little. Enter back in and see how much higher we can take this. And that might be at that 33. We mentioned that level before. This could be some sort of resistance, but nope, we'll make it through. Yeah, now we get some big boy orders going through. As you can see, the volume's coming up. This is some solid volume. As long as the sellers don't start selling, the buyers keep on buying. Groups and the sellers keep in. Now I can adjust the stop loss because I feel as if sellers are coming in, but just as quick. Sorry for this arrow being in your way, but just as quick as that goes red, it'll flip back green. That's your risk. It's whatever you think your ratio should be. My risk ratio right now is not looking healthy. Should wait for a more solid pullback. And I think this is going to be the 33,384. Should be a line of contention for a while. That way. spice it up a little bit, a little pink. I think that's going to be an area of concern there, which happens to be, let's see how much of a pullback we get. You see the volumes there, but it's also coming in for the sellers now too, which worries me. How far will I go? Keep this trade live? Oh, what's that mean? What did they do? That's not my fault. Invalid position. How can it be invalid? That's okay. Did they count that against me? Oh my gosh, yep, they did. Out of 4 trades, they took that from me for 6. That's the sign of the devil. That's not a good sign. Definitely don't want that to happen. But that's a decent pullback, which I like to see, because it's good. We did eliminate my position. I had no positions. I had a limit order. Yeah, I do. Okay, there's my limit order. That's what I want to see. That was my first, if you remember correctly, that was my first, before I even jumped in the market, that's the area where I put my first limit buy so that I can control that. Want to touch, hit that. I want to go further down, go down, go down, go down, and then jump back up. Keep going, keep going. Keep going, keep going. Down, down, baby. I pull up a little bit. Yep. See, there's that pull up. 33.80. But I'm looking for another pull down. So coming back down. It's a pretty bullish candle, even though it's smaller. You can see that candle is. Zoom this in for you. It might be a little bit easier, but you can see that is the second most bullish candle. The most bullish candle is a flat top. This green candle here in the center. That would be the most bullish. And then you can tell by this green, that's the least bullish. So it's now into a bearish market. If it hits my 33.769 and then jumps up, I would be extremely happy. Am I going to be off by a little bit? Who knows? And again, we're on a downward trend, so I really should. I'd be more interested in selling versus buying. Some buyers stepping in pretty solid, but a little bit of liquidity there so that they can. That's a pretty strong indication there. But I like to see 3 green or 3 red before I make a decision, especially when I have a limit order in. That's pretty solid though. Makes it with the volume. It makes you really think about it. But I wanna, if this is gonna prevail, that's a strong sell. So it should dip back down, And there it goes, dips back down. See where that heads. I just want to see if that'll catch right where my thoughts were. If not, then I will take, see. It's pop starting to show up on the radar here. If you look on the DOM, that's my one order down here. I'd like it to hit that and then come back up. This is not a if you're looking for excitement, this is probably not where you're going to get it. Play your video games, do what you have to do, go shoot some hoops. But if you're open to making money and a lot of it without having to bust your butt, break your back, this is the best way to do it. In my eyes, anyway. Don't get me wrong, they do a good job as well. This will, once I master the arts, it will then, of course, be my retirement plan. I did an app that it's, I don't know if I like it or not. I just got it the other day. I'm not going to mention it by name because I don't want to hear it from the company. Copyright issues. But I would like to see what this app says the market is going to do. It's AI. AI is everything nowadays. It's going to analyze chart. Let's see what my prediction, what I'd already said, what they say. This app I tried on a practice account and it just did nothing. It actually, I changed the time from a 2 to a 5 minute current price descending. Of course, I noticed descending. It's bearish, support and resistance 33.75 on at 77. Probability of the scenario is 75%. So they're saying that 75%, that's a good probability that it'll hit my, this is 70, what is it, 33 resistance at 333.84. I called that. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but that's what it says. Resistance level is 33848. I called that perfectly. And with my 75% chance, I'm trying to hold. Yeah, I'm not going to hold 3,400. I like to get in, but I also want to keep that order going as well. You need to be patient sometimes. Don't look for a trade all the time. Let a trade happen. I mean, look for your setup. This is my setup. I do see it's starting to kind of stay in this general area, in this range. So at this time, if it's going to stay range bound, I would call this top of the range and that end of the wick here, which matches up perfectly here. Bottom of the range. I'm not going to do all these different colors. You don't have to do any of this, but just so it looks a little healthier. I'll change this yellow too. Oops, dark yellow, lighter, whatever. But I do believe it's going to come down, and I think we're going to play the range game for a little bit. Ooh. That's your high. So at that point, it drops down and stays within this little range, in which case, if that takes place, I will then play my range, buy bottom, sell the top. But I really want to dip that low because I see some big money coming up, some big orders coming up. That's one thing about this is patience, which typically I don't have. If anyone here knows me, it's not something that I stride in. I should have already passed this or had this passed. I've had 20 opportunities to do so, and I've only had a couple entries, so one they counted against me, which still trying to figure that one out. Maybe you can help me with that. Company I love so dearly. I definitely will have to edit this just for timing because I can clip out all of this for you just to show you exactly where everything came in. I really want to dip down here. I really want to hit that. And then it's just going to the moon and back. Come on, hit it, hit it. There we go, baby. Now let's see. So it hit my limit order. Automatically sets my take profit. But being that we're range bound before, I'm going to drop my profit because we are on a decreasing. Hit it, perfect. And now we're going to start to buy. I'm starting to get a little heavier because I see the volume coming in. I want to speed this up a little bit. I should have had this combo. I should have had $1,500 made already, but can't always get what you want. We're going to stay within that range, aren't we? It's all right. I'll take my small money. I don't foresee it going past that marker whatsoever, unless it's going to create a new low for the day. The low is 3375. So it may, but I don't think so. I think we're going to play this range actually. So that's rather perfect for me. I like playing the range because it's an easy buy and sell by the top. I'm sorry, sell the top out of the bottom. One quick flip up, hit my target 140. Moving on. We're going to get this whole combine recorded and passed. First half can only get to 1,500 in one day. I'm working pretty slow here, but it's not always the rabbit that wins the race, they say, right? See, the turtle does as well. I wanted to see it if it'll test. I want to test this range. Looking at volume, and if I were to sell to, I'm going to sell to now and play the range game. It may break out of that range. There's my spot. And now I'm selling. I'm going to sell. So I want to go back down. And as I don't want to say predicted, but it will it go all the way down? That's a great question. But we were range bound for the New York session almost all day today. Mm, yeah, hit and come back down. Come on, don't go higher. We need that to come back down. Sometimes I'll take a shorter profit for a profit versus a loss. Oof, oof. Even close out. I'd rather lose a couple hundred now than, let's see, stepped out of that range. I'm just going to go to the upside now, quick. Maybe not. Let's say it's still in range. That's pretty flat, so it could go either way. That candle in the middle. But how did that happen? I didn't even come close to my. Well, I got this one filmed, so sometimes they're not on your side. They're not. So this is what Day's going to do. He took my money for some reason. That was not cool. We're outside of this range now. Delete real quick. Oh, I thought there it is. All right, let's see if we can. That made me lose $234, and that's not cool. Those again, 2 errors not on my behalf, which I take credit for my errors. I like this pattern. It's making a beautiful pattern, which will stop up here at the resistance level I thought prior to. Let's see, this may be rounding off to. No, let's see where that rounds off to. It's round. I'm up 111. Let's dip down by 3. See, it starts at -60, but sometimes there's some of this platform. It's not. I don't love the company. Sometimes there's some. Actually, I probably should have sold there. Definitely should have sold there, not bought. Why did I do that? Well, let's see what happens, boys and girls. I can cut the trade off short because right now I'm 330. Up here you can see I'm 390 or 390 here. But if it gets too close to that, I call it like I see it. And that's what I do. It should be good to go. Jump up there for me. You can do it. If not, I'd rather take a shorter trade than take a loser. Take 180. Come back up there. Get back up there. Come on. Get back up there. But you can see before I was how these candles are just forming to round off. Let's get that quick liquidity pull, and it's going to go up with this mouse crosshairs out of your way. Maybe not so quick. Boys and girls, we will see. Let's see what. So I've got a couple different brokerage firms that I work with, and this is a prop firm, which is really good. Probably the best way to go. Passing these combines, it allows you to use their money versus your money, which is great. You are investing. You have to pay for everything, but the money, and they take a percentage. But there are some to where you don't have to go through the whole test, and you can just enter into the market, which is great. So I do have another account there, which I try to move. I don't move much around. All right, hit my target, please. Let's go. And I'm probably going to call it night as much as I want to stay up and finish this. It'll be a 1-day combine or 1,500 personal profit target. But I'm getting tired and I don't want to bore you guys. Oh, it tipped it. Do you see that little bit? Do you see right that candle? Let me show you that. That's crazy. That's just highway robbery. Let's see where that candlestick hit. Right in between. Right in between, and took it away from me. Yeah, it's good. I better go back up there because that was just a hair over where I thought I would hit. If I was right here, I would have been way fine. I'll probably lose money. Not lose it, but hit it, and we're good to go. So I'm up 250. My performance stats only 77%, 7 wins, 2 losses. I don't know. I don't know about that, but anyway, I have it recorded so I can send it to them. Everyone, thanks for tuning in, and if you liked it, which I hope you did, subscribe, share, and Tuesdays usually at 2:00. Every day at 2:00. Try to take an hour to hit the charts, and just tune in every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Thank you. Have an amazing evening.